Well, I'm back at my apartment, and that can basically only mean one thing. I did not do so well fishing today. I did manage to get a couple cool underwater clips, so I'll show you guys here. Oh!
Hey look, a crappie investigating the camera. I'm not gonna lie, that looked like a big crappie. Oh my gosh, that is a giant crappie. Barely jiggling. Is that two fish or just one giant fish? Oh, just one giant fish.
I didn't do that well out on the ice today, but what's a better way to make yourself feel better than to look at some fishing gear? And I ordered this box from Tackle Warehouse about a week ago, and I was saving it for a time just like that when I didn't do too hot out on the ice, and I figured I would just show you guys what I order over the winter time. So typically I don't really do these unboxing videos, so I'm probably gonna leave something out, and when I review the footage I'm gonna be like, dang, I should have said that, or I should have said this. So I'm just gonna get right into it. And the original idea behind ordering from Tackle Warehouse were just to get these Berkeley flatworms right here. I heard these were pretty hard to come by, but when I went to Tackle Warehouse, they had a bunch of these flatworms in the black color and a bunch of these flatworms in the green pumpkin party color. And to be honest with you, I thought that green pumpkin party color was kind of lame. These black flatworms looked sweet. This is like a perfect leech imitation, little minnow imitation, little crawfish imitation, goby imitation. This black color here is really good in clear water, really good in dirty water. One thing I'm going to be doing in 2021 more is using the drop shot. I typically don't use the drop shot that much because I'm like a wicked power fisherman. So honestly, I just hate fishing the drop shot because it's just really slow. But that's something I'm gonna have to work on, and I'm definitely gonna be using the drop shot a lot more, especially for smallmouth. Last year in 2020, I had a crazy year for smallmouth in my terms. I did not expect to catch a 5-pound smallmouth, and not only did I catch like one 5-pound smallmouth, but I caught like 4 smallmouth that were all within 1 or 2 ounces of 5 pounds, which was crazy. I never thought that I was gonna do that last year, and this year I'm gonna hopefully up my expectations. Hopefully I can catch a 5.5 pounder this year. And hold on one sec. The 5 pounder I caught, I don't know what side it's on. Maybe it's this side or maybe it's that side, but I'll link the video if I can. And this is a replica mount. I'm gonna do a whole video of this fish, but yeah, I actually got that 5 pounder mounted. The exact length, the exact girth, actually the exact length of the tail as well too. Yep, this is definitely gonna get bit this spring. Actually, even before spring. As soon as the river thaws out a little bit, I'm gonna be taking this on the river for some smallmouth. This bait is 3.5 inches and there's no other color to it. It is a solid black color. There's no flake. in it whatsoever. And by no means am I the best drop shot fisherman in the world. To be honest with you guys, I'm actually not good at all. But how I'm gonna be fishing this is because of that little bulbous tail here, I really don't even have to do much action at all. Since I'm gonna be mainly fishing this on the river, I'm just gonna be holding it there in place, and I'm just gonna be letting the current just kind of take it like this. And the nice thing about this bait here, if you nose hook this bait with any drop shot hook and you just kind of give your bait a little shake, this thing will actually do the worm under the water, kind of like this. And that is exactly how a leech swims. This is the exact color of a leech in my area. So I thought this straight black was way cooler than that green pumpkin party color. And I ended up buying 10 packages. You guys need some flatworms? I don't. And I watched a couple of videos on YouTube, and a couple people actually swear by the flatworm for smallmouth. So I figured, what the heck, I'll try it out. And the flatworm was the main reason why I ordered from Tackle Warehouse, but of course you just can't get one thing. I ordered a few more things here. Moving on, something else that I'm actually really excited about is this braid here from YGK. And the cool thing about this braid is it sinks. I've never actually heard of people using sinking braid for a drop shot, and I actually looked it up, and the reason behind it actually makes quite a bit of sense. It actually helps with the action of the drop shot. It doesn't kind of impede your lure because no more braid wants to float. It will kind of create like a bow in your line, but with the sinking line in your fluorocarbon leader, it will sink at the same rate as your fluorocarbon. Never heard of this line before. I've never even seen anybody use this before, but when I saw this on Tackle Warehouse, I YouTubed it, and there's a couple videos on it, and I don't know, I just thought this was a really cool idea just to throw some sinking braid. Why not? This is in 14 pound, also in highlighter yellow. Sticking with that bright color, I got a chartreuse back swim bait from Savage Gear. This bait is 5 1/4 inches and 1 ounce, and this bait specifically, again, just like the Berkeley flatworms, I'm gonna be targeting smallmouth with this bait here. So no largemouth, and with this bait only being 1 ounce, you can even throw this on a medium heavy rod. You don't need a dedicated swim bait rod that's like 9 foot and extra heavy. You can use a 6.5 foot medium heavy perfectly fine with this 1 ounce bait. Not a big deal. The package, that is super bright. Super bright chartreuse right there. Now I have a 9-inch Shine Glide. Just stop talking about it, I'm gonna go get it. So this is the 9-inch Shine Glide I have. This is the 5 1/4 inch. Quite the size difference here. And this one here, obviously I'm not gonna be using for smallmouth. I mean, I might just for fun, but I'm gonna be using this for largemouth. This one actually is in carp color. Ow. But even though it's advertised as carp color, I kind of looked at it as more of a big golden shiner. Just, in my opinion, largemouth can't resist a big, easy golden shiner meal. The way that I kind of see it is a golden shiner doesn't have any spines like a bluegill or yellow perch does, so it goes down the hatch nice and easy for a largemouth. So that was my reasoning behind this bait here. With this bait here, I know of a smallmouth pond or a couple smallmouth ponds that are kind of dirty water, so I think this chartreuse will work pretty good in that dirty water. And because you can never have too many jigs, I ended up buying 4 more jigs here from Real Deal Tungsten. This color is Rock Crawler, and this particular jig is 3/4 of an ounce, but I bought different sizes. But this one is a bunch of different colors: green pumpkin, red, orange, blue. The head is kind of that pointed head. In my opinion, it's just a good overall jig. And one thing that I specifically looked for was a heavy wire hook. There's a couple jigs that had thin wire, but I needed a tungsten jig because in New Hampshire, lead jigs are illegal. So I needed a tungsten jig with a thick wire hook. And on Tackle Warehouse, this looked pretty thick, and in person it's definitely pretty thick. I can't bend that out with just my fingers like I can some cheap brands. Typical weed guard, not too stiff, not too soft. But to be honest with you guys, I prefer a stiffer weed guard because in my opinion all you have to do is just set the hook harder, and when I'm using a jig or really any Texas rig, I set the hook really hard anyway. And I just like the fact that a more stiffer weed guard is just more weedless. Got the sticker, of course. I have like 10 of those. Now moving on to the last thing, I got Sunline FC Sniper 8-pound. I'm going to be going Finesse this spring on a medium light spinning combo. And to tell you the truth, I'm really comfortable in that like 12 to 14 pound range when I'm finesse fishing. So for me to go all the way down to 8-pound, something you're not gonna see every day. I do not believe in going less than 10-pound where I live just because there's a ton of chain pickerel. But I figured when the water is like 38, 39 degrees out and the bass are super finicky, and honestly the way that I look at it is I don't have a choice. I have to drop down to this smaller size, and 8-pound I think isn't too bad. It's not as bad as 6 or 4 or 2-pound. I would never use 2-pound. I don't even use 2-pound ice fishing. That was it for today's small unboxing. Unfortunately, I didn't really do that well on the ice today, but fortunately I got to look through all these fishing lures. If you guys have any suggestions for what lures or baits to use in the springtime, just let me know. Because there's some guy that commented last fall that he used an orange crankbait to catch like big smallmouth. So I actually went to Bass Pro Shops, bought an orange crankbait, and that is the lure I caught my personal best smallmouth on, was just a small orange crankbait. You never know, if you guys suggest a lure, I might just actually literally go to Bass Pro and buy it. But thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thanks.